Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is your monthly astrological forecast. This is a very generalized reading. If you'd like a private consultation with me, tarot or astrology reading, please go to my services page. My link is below and see my rates. Then if you'd like to work with me, just send an email to duniazad@gmail.com. Also, you can support me through my Patreon page. The link is below as well. Before going to the reading, I'd like to tell you that I have a newsletter, and if you subscribe, you can win my monthly free tarot reading. The link is www.tinyletter.com/duniazad. All my readings are written by me. There is no software readings. So, Capricorn, let's see how March will be for you. This is going to be very general. I'm only going to speak of the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse happens at 18 degrees and 56 minutes of Pisces, the 8th of 9th of March 2016, and the lunar eclipse happens on 3 degrees and 17 minutes of Libra on the 23rd of March 2016. So for you, Capricorn, what does this mean? In your case, the solar eclipse happens in your third house. Solar eclipses always speak of something new that enters our life, and this something new will be present, will be a theme during the next 6 months. But this solar eclipse happens conjunct the south node, the transiting south node in Pisces. Whatever the transiting south node transits around your natal chart, it speaks of something that has to exit your life, an old way of thinking, of being, of behaving, in order to something new to come in. So this is two things at the same time. Something will exit your life during the next 6 months, and so that it makes space, it makes room to something new to come into your life. Capricorn is a very orthodox type of sign. It kind of follows the rules, and it prefers the way things always were or are. So it's kind of strict, informal, and all of that. I'm thinking, because the eclipse happens on your third house, I'm thinking that you are abandoning an old way of thinking, and you're adopting a new perspective, a more spiritual perspective in your life. So you are allowing to new ways. I'm going to give a very extreme example. Let's say you were like an atheist, and something happens and you decided, okay, atheism makes no sense. This is just an example. It makes no sense to me. So you kind of adopt a more spiritual, a more open way of perceiving the world, a more open spiritual way of perceiving the world. There's something happening in the way you think. More spiritual, more creative, also more empathic towards others. Also, you might be studying something to do with metaphysics, even philosophy, but spirituality, even religion, even something like astrology, tarot, the occult. You might be studying these themes for the next 6 months. They might be incorporated into a religious structure or not, but you kind of might be obsessed by these themes for the next 6 months. You open up your mind. It could be that. It could be that it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with your siblings. So a sibling or siblings might be having like a transformation in his or her life. Imagine that they have a kid, or they get divorced, or they get married, or they have a new job, something like that. There's a transformation with them. Or it could be for the next 6 months in contact with your sibling or with your siblings more, because I'm going to give another example. Imagine that he or she is ill, so you want to know how they are doing. So you like keep contacting them to see how do you feel, how the treatments are going, do you need help. So you might be in constant contact, or even going to his place if you live near, going to his place or her place to help him out or help her out, to take care of the kids or something like that. It could be that also. It could be like a car that you have, because it's the third house connects with cars, completely dies, and you and you'll be needing a new car. So this might even speak of a new car. And because it's Pisces, it might not even be a car. I thought it could be a boat. I don't know. I don't know where you live. You might be living, near a river or near the ocean. Maybe a boat makes more sense than a car. It could be that. You might be out fishing more, and during these times that you just go fishing, it's like a quiet time to think about, to contemplate about the big mysteries of life and the world and God and all of that. So this is the solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, in your case, Capricorn, happens in your 10th house. I always write stuff here so I don't forget. 10th house, the lunar eclipse speaks of culminations, but it can also speak of endings. So, for instance, like a good thing could be like you get a prize, you get a reward for all of your work. You might be retiring, for instance, and it might be happening sooner than you expected. Your reputation might be changing in the world. I'm going to give another example. Imagine that you were single and now you get married. So the way you were seen by others socially changes. He was a single guy, now he's a married guy, he's a married man, or she's a married woman. So what else? A project connected with your work, with your career, with your profession might come to a conclusion. It could mean in some cases that maybe you end your job and you go to another job, or you might decide to change careers, and for the next 6 months that this will be very present in your life. So you start now on this path of changing your career because you decided, okay, this doesn't work for me, I want something new, and you want a new career that is more spiritual based, for instance, or makes more sense to you. Or it could be that you don't change jobs, you don't change career. Something happens in your family life, in your domestic life, that needs attention. Let's say a family member needs your help because he or she had, for instance, an accident. I'm not saying that's going to happen, okay? I'm just giving an example. So this person might need your help for the next 6 months. He or she might need to recover, and there's no one around to help him or her, and you're the only one around. Let's say this is a sibling, a younger sibling that had like an accident, and you need to come home earlier, so you need to make changes in your job. So you need, for instance, it could be like you cannot work as many hours. You need to have like a part-time job for the next few months so you can help your brother out or your sister out. He or she needs to go to physiotherapy and there's no one to mind the kids and you need to be there. It could be many things, okay? That's it, Capricorn. This is all that I have for you. I hope you have a great month. Bye.